Looks like we've got some angels in the crowd tonight. Well, that's great, because I've got something I've got to say. I got something to say to you, but I get all caught up in my head. I don't know how to convey it to you. I'm overwhelmed by the possibility of our connectivity.
What if I told you your past has shaped your brain, but it doesn't have to define your future? Science now tells us something extraordinary. Your brain is constantly changing. Every thought, every habit, every conversation, every experience, every choice. It's either strengthening old pathways or building new ones. Maybe transformation isn't just a spiritual idea. Maybe it's woven into the way we were created. So let's go further. Let's explore this. Many of us carry stories that were never meant to become our identity. I'm not enough. I always fail. People can't be trusted. I'm broken. I'm too damaged. Now, these stories often begin in real pain. They're real trauma. It's real loss, real abandonment, real rejection, real grief. They are real experiences. But here's something important. An experience is not an identity. When we experience trauma, our brain adapts to help us survive. It becomes more alert, more protective, more sensitive to danger. That isn't weakness, it's intelligence. Your brain is trying to keep you alive. The challenge is that what helps us survive one season can keep us trapped in the next. If we repeatedly replaying the same painful story, the brain strengthens those neural pathways. The story becomes familiar. The emotions become familiar, and eventually the familiar begins to feel true, but not because it is. It's because it's been repeated. This is where neuroplasticity gives us hope. Your brain is designed to change. Every time you practice a new way of thinking, a new response, a healthier habit, you begin strengthening different neural pathways. Change doesn't happen because you think one positive thought. It happens because you consistently practice a different way of living. But here's something that often gets missed. Healing comes before rewriting the story. You can't simply paint over an open wound. Pain needs compassion, grief needs space, and trauma needs to be acknowledged. Sometimes we need to cry. Sometimes we need counseling. Sometimes we need trusted friends. And sometimes we simply need someone to say, hey, I believe you. Healing isn't pretending the past didn't happen. Healing is refusing to let the past become the author of the future. Paul the Apostle wrote in Romans, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Now notice the word renewing, not pretending and not denying, it's renewing. Transformation begins in the mind, not because our thoughts magically change reality, not at all, but because our thoughts shape how we engage with the reality. Christ said, the truth will set you free. So perhaps freedom isn't only about learning new information. Perhaps it's about replacing what we believed about ourselves with truth. If you've spent years believing you're unworthy, well, the work isn't simply saying, I'm worthy, is it? The work is living as though your worth has never depended on the wounds. If you've believed you'll never change, the work is taking one small step today that proves change is already happening. Here's something beautiful about our brains. The pathways you feed become stronger. So ask yourself, what story am I rehearsing every day? Is it a story of fear or possibility? Is it of shame or growth? Is it of condemnation or compassion? Your brain is always listening to the story you repeat. So choose that story carefully. This doesn't mean life becomes easy. Not at all. Hardship will still come. But research shows something remarkable. Many people don't just recover from adversity. They grow through it. Psychologists call this post-traumatic growth. Some people become more compassionate, more courageous, more grateful, more purposeful. The wound doesn't disappear, but wisdom grows around it. Perhaps that is what Paul meant when he wrote that suffering can produce perseverance and character and hope, not because suffering is good, but because love, healing, and truth can transform what suffering leaves behind. Maybe the goal isn't to become the person you were before the pain. Maybe the invitation is to become someone even wiser because of how you've walked through it. So don't ask what happened to me. Ask, What story am I writing from here on? Because your past may explain you, but it does not have to define you. If these conversations help you grow in wisdom, faith, and understanding, subscribe to LoveLight Kingdom's All Souls Gathering. Share this with someone who needs hope today. And if there's a topic you'd like us to explore together, leave it in the comments. This is a place where we can learn, heal, and grow together. I want you to remember something. You are human by form, but soul by nature. Your past is part of your story. It is not the end of your story. Renew your mind, open your heart, walk in truth, and never underestimate what love, wisdom, and perseverance can rebuild. Welcome to the LoveLight Kingdom's All Souls Gathering, where we focus on the heart and what it carries, and where all souls are welcome.